Hey guys, I'm SPIKE-A-SAURUS, and today we are transforming the interior of the Woodland mansion. Welcome back to part 2 of my Woodland mansion transformation. In today's video, we will be converting the interior into a larger, more suitable layout. I ended up not decorating the rooms in this video because after spending 14 hours, I realized that creating the 30 plus rooms would take just as long and would make for a great video all on its own. So make sure to look out for that video next week. Okay, let's start building. The first thing I do is clear the inside and prepare it for the incoming mansion interior. Once it is ready, I start taking all the walls off the original mansion so I can get an idea of how it is laid out and what the halls, rooms, and stairways are like. After I get everything inside, I begin right away on the first staircase. As I suspected, this would be difficult because I don't do interiors that often and because I wanted it to look great from the front door, and that means it needed to be large. Okay, now that I have decided on the shape of the stairs, I noticed this villager statue and thought, wow, that would be really cool to see right when you walk in, so I knew I had to include it. And with all this open space, I thought it would be fancy to make a small pool area. I also start adding in the walls that you will see as you walk up the stairs. This gave me an opportunity to practice with lighting, which is something I rarely do. I then close off the room around the villager statue and add in fountains in a similar style to the walls. Something I want to do with this build is stick with all wood blocks and a few stone blocks as I create the layout for the house. I decided to keep the floors birch, same as the original mansion, change the walls to spruce, and the ceiling to acacia because it's a warm, inviting tone. Though in the next episode, I suspect a good proportion of the rooms will have completely different wall and ceiling colors to match whatever I put in them. This next structure is unique because it's not just walling off rooms. I actually create a terraced set of decks, but inside the mansion, so that they each get a nice view of the large window. This is something that a high-end wood mansion might actually exhibit in real life. After giving that structure a nice but simple aesthetic, I continue laying out large rooms and simple hallways. The room layout will be symmetrical in this mansion, but all the rooms will be different, and there are more than 30 areas we will be decorating next episode, so make sure you comment below what you want to see in each room. Next, I head back to the main entrance and add nicer railings to the stairs and balcony. As I am sure you can tell, there's a lot of space for this layout, and so creating the floor plan for the entire mansion is a lot of what I'm doing in this episode. However, there are the more interesting parts, which are the areas that aren't rooms, mostly the balconies and the stairways. Though these are pretty simple with the exception of the entrance walls, they are all still very nice looking, and I really enjoy how these balcony sections are turning out. The style I'm going for here is an expensive, modern interior with a large dose of Minecraft influence. Now, what I mean by Minecraft influence is not all the structures in this mansion are realistic. I am building more in the style of how a survival player might create fun little areas in the house with stairways that are probably not up to any building code. A perfect example of this is this fun little room above the main entrance. Though obviously not realistic, exemplifies the playful, creative side of Minecraft. Building in such a way, not sticking to a rigid theme, is really quite fun and imaginative, and I totally recommend it. As I continue on working all the way to the top floor, I decide to try this idea out again and build a few little balconies in a style very similar to how I used to build when I played survival and would create secret chest rooms with viewing areas. Next, I return to the back of the house and start thinking of it more as a second entrance, and with that in mind, I flip the cat around and I face him toward the back of the house. I also work in a diagonal staircase so that you can get between the floors fairly quickly. Okay, so I am now at the point where all the rooms are laid out and I just need to clean up all the ceilings, and man, there are a lot. I'm sticking with the basic acacia and oak log theme, but as I said before, the rooms will be taking on their own themes as we transform them one by one in next week's episode. And with the completion of the top floor, that ends part 2 of this transformation. Let me give you a tour around. As always, thank you for watching all the way to the end. I have put a lot of effort into this interior so far, and I am very excited to see what it is going to look like after next week's episode. So make sure to comment below what rooms you are most interested in seeing in the mansion. If you enjoyed this part of the transformation, maybe give the video a like, share it with some friends, and even subscribe. That would be awesome. Also, make sure to stick around for part 3, the final part of this complete Woodland Mansion transformation. I look forward to seeing you all next week. I'm SPIKE-A-SAURUS, and I'll see you next time.